Hello, and welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 5, and we pick up the story where we left off in the last episode, although I have switched to Trevor so that Franklin can lie low after that assassination. So we're going to head to Trevor's base of operations in Los Santos, which is Wade's cousin Clyde's house. And it's a fair old way, so we're going to make our way straight there. And when we get there, hopefully Wade or Clyde will tell us what is coming up next. So here we are, and I've just managed to prang the vehicle on the way in. Luckily it has some pretty solid bull bars at the front, so we shouldn't have caused too much damage.
Trevor is a what?
Trevor is a good guy. He's like family. That's it, ain't it, Floyd?
That's it, right? Yes, Trevor. but the thing is, I ain't been with that many women. I don't find it easy, and Deborah, I mean, we're getting married, so.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But I'm scared that she's gonna leave me. I mean, this is her place, and the fornicating with Mr. Raspberry Jam.
Whoa. Now, Mr. Raspberry Jam, he died a noble death, bringing great joy to a lonely man.
I ain't got a very big penis. Some girls laugh when they look at it.
Wow, show me.
Oh, no.
Show me,
No,
boy!
I don't want to.
Mine ain't nothing special, but this boy gets the job done. All right? Now, Wade here says that you work at the docks.
Yes.
Look at me!
Can you just put your Johnson away, sir?
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, I work at the docks.
And? Anything interesting there for a man like me?
Well, I mean, I don't rightly know. What kind of person are you?
Oh, I'm that kind of person, Floyd. I am that kind of person. Now, let's get you, Wade, and that little tormentor down there to put these on. We are going for a ride. Gentlemen, the gateway to America awaits. Ron, we got an inside man at the port of LS. I'm gonna send you some information. I need you on point to help plan things.
I got it, T. I really miss...
So it's Floyd, not Clyde, for a start, and we are off to Floyd's place of employment down at the docks, and hopefully we can find some sort of lucrative deal or job to take care of. So after an uneventful journey, we have arrived at the docks, and we are going to scope the place out, and through constant questioning of Floyd, we have found out that there is a container shipper, or a ship container. I'm not sure exactly how you call them or what you call it, but there is one of them currently docked and is holding something of value, and we don't know what it is, but we will hopefully find out, and knowing Trevor, we will try to take it in some way. So we are going to make our way over, following Floyd, to his supervisor, I'm guessing, or one of the supervisors or foreman. I've never worked at the docks, but it appears that they have foremans.
We need 2 guys on the handler. Couple of containers, and baby gotta be brought up to F. That ain't a question. Get on it. Now.
So while we're scoping the place out, we're going to have to act as regular employees. If I can remember how to climb up on this thing. There we go. Now I should point out that in my regular everyday job, I actually drive a forklift. This is just a rather large version of a forklift, so I shouldn't have too much trouble. I am used to rear wheel steering vehicles, so this should be quite a breeze, although how I pick up the containers is still a bit of a mystery, as my vehicle has forks on it, and I go underneath and lift from underneath, and the handler here will lift from above. But I assume it's pretty much the same sort of deal. So we're going to get lined up. I'm not quite lined up there.
They're gonna check us.
Let's see if we can't line up a little bit better here. That looks okay. A bit closer. There we go. Right, so we've got to now move this, and we've got to perform this menial task a couple of times, and then we can hopefully scope out the ship, which is just off in the background there. So around the corner and around another corner. I should also point out that I do drive my forklift at an incredibly fast speed, so I am trying to also drive the handler in the same way. So Bay F, that looks about right to me. There we go. So one container in position. Let's go and get the second one.
I'll need a proper view.
There's the cranes, but...
Cranes! Perfect!
Oh, shoot.
So there is a crane around that we can utilize to get a better view of the ship. The container ship, I believe it is actually called. So we just got to finish up our duties here. I'm a little bit far away, I think. No, let's get a little bit closer. That looks pretty good. It's much harder to do this in third person on a handler than it is first person in a real forklift. And my forklift is a bit of a beast. It's not one of the biggest, but it is quite sizable. So we're going to get our second container in position, and then we can go up the crane and scout out the ship. So around the corners, it's like a little chicane there. I'm a little bit off here, but I don't think it matters too much. I don't think it has to be absolutely perfect. So up goes the container. We can then slowly edge forwards, although during my regular work I'm able to move much faster than this, as I am supremely confident on a forklift truck. So let's just get ourselves a little bit better lined up. We don't want it falling off the end. That looks close enough. Are we in there? Yep, I think we are. Right, so let's go and climb the crane. Now, I did want to show this. I've had to cut out quite a few failures at this. Although I can drive the handler and move shipping containers, it appears that Trevor has a bit of trouble climbing up a crane. And you'll see when we get to the top, I'll point out that there's something not quite right, and I end up jumping off of this crane multiple times. And I don't know why exactly, but when we get up to the top, up this next ladder here, you'll see up here, oh, one more ladder to go. Now you'll see that as I'm walking along, Trevor is trying to walk off to the left, and every time I try and jump up onto this little platform behind me, Trevor turns around. I'm not doing this. I don't know if it's the controller or the game, but for some reason that kept happening. So every time I tried to jump up on that last little ledge, I would either jump over the railing or jump off, and I'd end up on the ground floor once again, and it's quite a fall, and even Trevor can't survive. But the failure I wanted to show you was the one where I smacked my head off the corner of one of the shipping containers on the way down, which is almost certain to kill just about anybody, as that's a lot of hard metal hit at terminal velocity. So I think this was like the 5th or 6th attempt, and this time I'm going to be somewhat cautious when I get to the top and take my time a little bit.
I'm not permitted
I'm not a crane driver, I'm a forklift driver. As you can see, Trevor is still trying to go over the balcony. He keeps turning round, and all I want to do is step up on that little ledge behind me, just like that. This time I didn't rush, and I finally made it. So we have 2 more shipping containers, the larger ones, to move into position and drop onto an articulated lorry. So this shouldn't be too much difficulty, as it works in basically the same way as the handler, it's just a lot larger. So we're going to line up. Once I figure out what the buttons or the controls are, there's the one I was looking for.
You're in position, so drop the spreader down and secure the load.
Yeah, I've dropped the spreader down. I'm securing the load now. I'm going to raise it up all the way to the top, just in case anyone decides to walk directly underneath it and I'm in the mood to drop a large amount of metal on them. So I was trying to switch views there to see if I could see where I was going a little bit better. That didn't work so well. Tried again and it still didn't work so well, so we're going to stick with this view. And there is the lorry directly below us now, so we're just going to let the container down gently, and we may need to line it up a little bit more. We're off to one side a little bit here, so we're just going to nudge it over. That looks good. So 1 down and 1 more to go, and then we can move on and scope out the shipping container, or the container ship, and hopefully find out what it is we're going to be stealing. And I don't know if we're actually going to be stealing it today. This looks much more like a recon mission than an actual heist. So we're back for the second container. There we go. Let's get ourselves lined up a little bit more over. Down we go. That looks good. And up to the top. I think I might be able to do this for a living. This looks like fun. It also looks relatively easy and a lot less stressful than my own job. So all the way to the far end, where hopefully there is waiting a second articulated lorry. And there is, lucky us. So let's bring it down. We're going to line it up a little bit better there. That looks pretty good. Oh, we might just be off a bit still. So up a bit. Come towards the camera a little bit. Bit more, bit more. That looks pretty good. No, still a bit more. This camera angle is not the best for this. Come on, we can do this. Come on, Trevor. Trevor Phillips Industries can achieve anything. That looks pretty good.
All right, you're done. Break time.
How about this view, huh? I'm gonna take some photos for the kids.
So this is the ship in question, and it looks quite heavily loaded already. So we're going to pull out our phone, take a few snapshots for the kiddies, and send them off to Ron back in our original home base, or our HQ. So we need a few photos. We're going to take one of the front of the ship. There we go. We need to get one of the guards on the ship, although there was a guard in that photo. Let's see, can we see a guard anywhere? There's one right on the other side. Let's zoom in a little bit. So there we go, that's photo number 2, and now we need a nice long shot to show the rest of the ship. Let's get it nicely lined up there. Excellent. So we're going to take one more photo just to be sure, and I'm going to zoom right in on the safety first sign at the back of the boat, or on the bridge, and we're going to send all that straight off to Ron. Where is Ron? Ron will be down near the bottom somewhere. There he is. So our photos are now sent. Excellent. And Ron has replied immediately, which is good news for us. So all we've got to do now is get down off of the crane, which I have a 100% record at doing, but I've just not so far survived. This time we're going to attempt to go down the ladders instead of just throwing ourselves off of the top. We might actually survive this way. So it's going to take us a minute or two to get back down here. There we go. We're almost at the ground now, and then once we get back downstairs, hopefully Floyd will lead us to safety. Not that we need any help. This is Trevor Phillips after all. I'm pretty sure he can handle any situation.
Come on. We can use the big rig.
So Floyd is waiting for us in the articulated lorry, or as I call them, the Arctics. And we get to drive one, and I do enjoy driving these lorries, especially in these games. When I'm free roaming, I tend to drive one of these down the wrong side of the road and at high speed.
We can take a look at it, but no one's allowed around there.
Normal rules don't apply to us, Floyd. We're going in.
I don't know. The rules applied to me my whole life. I like rules.
And look at
So we need to make our way over to the other side of the docks, or a second dock, and this looks like the place, and hopefully we can scope out to see how many other Merryweather men are around and what other resources they have available to them.
You can't come through here. It's restricted access.
No entiendo. No understando. Manifesto. Manifesto say deliver here.
Hey, stop.
Where the fuck do you think you're going?
I must have got confused. God don't speak English. Must have misread the
Manifesto. He said go here.
So while Floyd acts as a distraction for us, we're gonna steal whatever in this briefcase, and we're gonna make our way back to Floyd's apartment, and we're gonna let Ron know along the way that we are good to go, essentially, for robbing the army, so to speak. So we've got a choice of vehicles here, and I know that Trevor seems to favour the off-roady style vehicles, so we'll take the Jeep.
Trevor, these photos, you've really stumbled onto something. The ship, Merryweather.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about the ship. If we put a man with a gun on the bridge next to it and get a guy on board, I think we got a good chance of taking over.
Way it looks to me, there's a container below deck. They're guarding it for the government, keeping it off the books. Serious military technology, most like.
Yeah, of course. I just found a manifest. They're testing something out at sea. It's gotta be that. Now, get back to work. The TPI conglomerate ain't thriving. There's only one man responsible.
Of course, yeah. But I'll start pulling all the intel I can get on Merryweather at the same time. I got a file here somewhere.
So Ron is on the case, and we're going to make our way back to Floyd's apartment and plan the heist of the high-grade military equipment. I'm going the wrong way. Come on, Trevor, you remember where Floyd lives, don't you? Remember where Mr. Raspberry Jam is? So up the stairs and in we go. Hopefully, what do we find here? What the?
What in the name of all things holy?
I tried to stop it, but it just kept coming I'm coming.
Oh, it's there, Wade. Look, Betty, you're just not cut out for honest work, all right?
Did you get what you needed?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I just got to figure out a place to plan this now. All right, this'll do.
That woman ain't even fine. Ain't no one understands why Floyd lets her use him so.
It's low self-esteem, Wade. We got to build him back up. Now. And there, perfect. All right, so based on my observations, I'd say these Merryweather security cocksnots are sitting on something real valuable. I think they got 2 of these things, but we only need 1. First one is on that freighter in a container below deck. They got guards all over that ship, so it's likely they're keeping it on ice. The air, land, and sea routes into the port will be locked down as soon as we make a noise at these X's here. Which means we have to blow up the ship and grab the thing underwater. Need a guy to plant the bombs, a guy to look out for him with a rifle, and a guy to grab the thing, whatever it is, underwater. That means stealing us a submarine, of course, but you can find us one of them, can't you?
Huh?
Now, the other one is off the coast being tested. They're running the operation from the dock where I last saw your cousin. We'll need a submarine for that too, and probably a chopper, a big one. We go out there, look around underwater, locate it, bring it back here, and find out what it is.
Here? To the Congo?
Aye, so, what do you think? Container ship or whatever's offshore?
Well, I think as this is Trevor's gig, we're going to go in hard and heavy and take out the freighter. So we have our heist all
And
planned.
bring along Michael and his unpaid intern. Okay, all right.
What is that smell?
Oh, we are going straight to the local union rep. Wade here was injured in the performance of his duties. Human waste has seeped into his very pores, and I am sorry to say this, but I don't think he's ever going to smell normal again.
You can't go to the union.
You are union, all right? And you vouched for us, all right? You look at him, man. Smell him.
No.
Smell him.
Trevor, you're planning a robbery on my place of work. You violated Mr. Raspberry Jam, and God alone knows what else. You damaged Deborah. Look, my lady and my union, that's all I got. So why don't we just let this all slide, huh?
If you're comfortable with what's happened to your cousin, then so be it, all right? But I would give him a bath and rinse him off.
No! No bags!
So that's our heist already planned out, and we're gonna leave the story there for now. We're just gonna take care of one more small little thing, and we are going to ring Michael and get him and Franklin on board before we end the episode, and we will pick it up again in the next episode. Trevor, before you make that phone call, there is one slice of pizza left behind, and it has your name on it.
Ah, Trevor. Hey.
Mikey, hey, listen. Loving it here in LS. Really settling in. Getting my first enema tomorrow. Anyway, I heard about some action.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, okay.
Oh, you bet it's okay. Listen, I gotta do a little prep work, but so far it's looking pretty tasty. I'll need you to bring along that kid you've been hanging with, Franklin.
So, with Michael and Franklin on board, we're going to leave this story there for now, and we will pick it up in the next episode. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.